Top 10 Biblical Miracles Explained by Science. 10. The Red Sea. In the book of Exodus, God gives Moses the power to part the Red Sea, allowing the Israelites to escape Egypt. US scientists have shown that the parting of the sea could have been caused by a natural phenomenon known as wind set-down. This type of wind is strong enough to push back the sea and reveal a dry path of land, enabling people to walk safely. When researchers created a simulation of a wind set-down and applied it to the Nile, they discovered that an easterly wind blowing at 1,010 km per hour for 12 hours would have pushed back the sea for 4 hours, and this would have given the Israelites enough time to cross. 9. Noah's Ark. Noah built an ark big enough to hold 2 of every animal to protect them against a huge flood. Based on the animals around at that time, he would have saved around 35,000 species. The Bible states that the ark would have been 144 meters long. Scientists say that it's possible for a boat of this size to stay afloat with 70,000 animals on board. Carpenter John Wiebers spent 3 years and $1.5 million building a full-scale replica of Noah's Ark. The Ark is now a tourist attraction in the Netherlands, boasting 2 cinemas and a restaurant. 8. The Burning Bush. In the book of Exodus, a bush spontaneously combusts before Moses and speaks to him as the voice of God. Physicist Colin Humphreys of Cambridge University speculates that the bush, most likely an acacia bush, happened to be growing over a volcanic vent, which caused it to burst into flames due to escaping heat. Psychology professor Benny Shannon believes that the voice of God heard by Moses was the result of him taking a local hallucinogenic substance. It would have been derived from the leaves of the ayahuasca plant found in the location that the story took place. 7. Egypt's 10 Plagues. God punished the Pharaoh of Egypt with 10 plagues after he was found guilty of ill-treating the Israelites. Each of the 10 plagues has now been proved possible by science. The River Nile turning into blood could have been caused by the burgundy blood algae, which causes water to turn blood red. These algae may have attracted the frogs, lice, and flies. When stressed, tadpoles develop faster into frogs. As the frogs died, the insects would have flourished. Insects carry diseases, which could have caused plagues 5 and 6, diseased livestock, and boils. The final plagues could be due to one of the biggest volcanic eruptions in human history, which occurred 3,500 years ago, bringing hail and locusts to Egypt. Finally, a fungus that poisoned grain supplies could have caused the death of the firstborn of Egypt. 6. Genesis Flood. In the book of Genesis, God created a huge flood to wipe out human corruption by making the earth rain for 40 days and 40 nights. As recently as 10,000 BC, most of the modern world was hidden under a layer of ice. A few thousand years later, the planet warmed up. Sea levels began to rise in 5000 BC, and the Mediterranean Sea rose high enough to flood everything. According to scientists behind this theory, the water would have rushed in at 200 times the force of Niagara Falls. This would have submerged around 150,000 square kilometers or 58,000 square miles of land, killing thousands of people. 5. Sodom and Gomorrah. In the Bible, God destroyed these 2 ancient cities situated along the plain of the Jordan River because of the sins of their inhabitants. The book of Genesis reports that the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire out of the heaven. In 2008, an ancient clay tablet was identified as a witness account of an asteroid in 700 BC. The asteroid is believed to have crushed the cities which existed between what is now Israel and Jordan. 4. Walls of Jericho. Jericho is the first city to fall when the Israelites, led by Joshua, conquered their promised land. Jericho is located in the middle of the Rift Valley, an unstable area prone to seismic activity. According to Dr. Amos Noor, the events described in the Bible are consistent with known earthquake activity in the region. Forensic anthropologist Michael Finnegan has discovered Bronze Age remains of men who died there, indicating earthquake activity right around the time that the story would have taken place. 3. The healings. Jesus was known for his miracles, which healed the sick. He cured fevers, arthritis, epilepsy, and even restored a man's ability to walk. It's entirely possible that Jesus' healings could have been down to a placebo or psychosomatic effects. In 2015, scientists managed to make a 26-year-old paralyzed man walk for the first time in 5 years. Neurologists essentially tricked his brain into thinking he could use his legs. 2. The dead rising. The Bible lists 10 separate occasions when God brought back people to life. However, it's extremely likely that the people were never dead in the first place, and rather they had been presumed dead due to a lack of scientific knowledge. Researcher William Tebb found that in the 17th century there were 219 instances of narrow escapes from premature burial. There were also 149 cases of actual premature burial, 10 cases in which bodies were accidentally dissected before death, and 2 cases in which embalming was started on the not yet dead. 1. Jesus walking on water. One of the most recognizable miracles from the Bible is Jesus walking on water. Partially submerged ice patches, known as springs ice, could be the cause of Jesus' miracle. The thick, transparent ice forms when salty springs flow into a freshwater lake, preventing the lake from freezing entirely. These conditions perfectly describe the Sea of Galilee at the time of the miracle.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video, but there's more to the Bible than meets the eye, isn't that right, Martin?
Indeed there is, and in fact we've investigated the hidden messages within the Bible over on All Time Conspiracies. So be sure to click here.
Click here and enjoy and learn more about the Bible and the
Indeed.
secret codes
Absolutely.
hidden within, if there are any.
Maybe.
There's only one place to find out really, isn't there? So just click here.